Twins of Reddit, in what ways did you take advantage of having a twin? Twice the clothes. Oh yes. Also being able to choose 2 colors of the same clothes you like. My grandmother was an identical twin. She and my great-aunt, who was functionally my second maternal grandmother, loved being dressed identically for all major life events. Every birthday, Christmas, they are in the photo as a matched set. Ironically, the older they got, the less like each other they looked, so by the time I knew them they were quite easy to tell apart. But I loved seeing them in matching things. By the way, I highly advocate a dual maternal grandmother system. Double the holidays, places to visit, double presents, double hugs, double the number of people who feed you chocolate cake, the whole 9 yards. Big fan. 2 cakes on our birthday cake. Or 1 big cake and loads of ice cream. Count yourself lucky. I'm a waiter, and on several occasions I've had parents either ask to have the cake taken out twice or have 2 sets of candles on either side of the cake. Once someone did a shared cake where half was like a princess castle and the other was a football pitch. I think that was probably more effort than getting 2 separate, in fairness, so I'll let them off that one. I'm not a twin but have identical twins. One year, one of them got tired during a shopping trip for school clothes. She said to her sister, "Try this on. I want to see how it looks on me." Actually just did this wedding dress shopping. I was stuck between 2 and made my twin try one on while I had the other on. It was very helpful. Ha ha ha, I love the image of this. Saves time. Not only time, compare them side by side. In fact, I think that's the main reason. Now I'm so jealous. As a non-twin I have to just take pictures and compare to know what looks best. I'd love to basically be able to have 2 outfits on at the same time. My mom once told one of us to go pick out a coat, then she sent the other one to go get a coat. We picked the exact same coat. For Pete's sake. We kept track by pocket contents when that happened. Or stains. Edit, response to comment above. We actually did that with eyeglasses. Very annoying. Didn't help me. It's a little freaky how similar your tastes can be. Even now that my kids are grown up and live apart, they still pick the same clothes occasionally. My brother and I live 1,500 miles apart. A few years ago I went to visit him and we were both wearing the exact same brand new pair of sneakers. Same color, style, everything. It happens even when you're not twins. One time when my brother and sister and I were still teenagers, we were getting ready to go out and we all left our rooms and met each other at the top of the stairs. We all saw that we were wearing the same thing, blue jeans, black t-shirt. We all kind of went ah. And ran back into our rooms at once to change. It was like a scene out of a sitcom. Did you change into same clothes again? Yeah, I'm imagining this like 12 round of rock paper scissors where they just keep coming out in the same but different things. This time for sure. He thought as her reached into the back of the closet for the assless chaps. Some say they're still changing clothes to this very day. My sister and I do this. We're not twins, but we're close in age, 12.5 months, and look fairly similar. We've also reached several milestones at the same times. A short list: we both adopted black cats, without intention of adopting black cats, a week apart from each other. We both had eye appointments and chose identically shaped glasses within days of each other. We got engaged to our now spouses 8 days apart from each other, and our significant others did not communicate this with each other, and we started dating our spouses only about 2 months apart from each other. We lost our virginities on the same day. We usually have mood swings the same days, and will call each other in tears, not knowing the other was crying, too. On top of all that, we live 1,000 miles apart from each other, and only see the other in person 2 times yearly, so there's another connection that isn't just spending time together. Whoa, you kind of buried the lead on this one. You lost your virginities on the same day? We did. We were still teenagers and sharing a room. I knew what my plans were for that day, and while I didn't tell her, I asked her if she could go to her boyfriend's house that day instead of having him over. Me and my boyfriend did our thing, and when sister came home, she told me she had just lost her virginity. I was stunned. I don't know if it's 'cause I'm a twin so my mind works this way, but maybe she knew what you had planned based on you asking her to leave and that propelled her to go for it? Not saying that's what happened. And not every set of twins are uber competitive with one another that have to keep up in every facet of their lives like my brother and I. This is tangentially related and I want to tell the story because it is so sweet. I am very single and have been most of the time. I also feel like I've, understandably, grown apart from my parents due to age and distance. Sometimes I think myself that my parents barely know who the current me is. But one time my mom was out shopping and saw this wedding dress and sent me a picture captioned "This is so you." And I burst into tears immediately because she was spot on. She and I had never talked about dresses and my style. I had never pointed my style out to her, but she knew I would want a tea-length lacy cream wedding dress, with delicate lace on the sleeves. It was just so wild and unexpected to me, but it shouldn't have been. My parents do know me. They may not know my current hobbies or what TV show I'm watching, but they know who I am. I need to befriend some twins. I need these hilarities in my life. My sister and I still do this. If I really like a shirt, I'll grab two, especially on sale, and give her one, and we try on clothes for each other when one of us isn't feeling up to it. It's amazingly convenient. My twin and I used to switch classes to take exams for each other in middle and high school. It was pretty fun, but we started to differ in looks as we got older, so it probably wouldn't work anymore lol. Although, our voices still sound exactly the same, so we can often trick our parents on the phone and stuff like that. Also, not trying to say we have telepathy, but when you spend literally every waking second of your life together, we can always kind of know what each other is thinking. It's like we've developed our own language. I heard a story about two twin girls at my high school who tried that once and they almost got away with it, but the one taking the test for the other accidentally wrote her own name on it. LOL, rookie mistake. They would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids. They'd probably gotten away with it already, and potentially so often that they became careless, hence the mistake. But one would then of course claim that it was the first time. I dated a twin. They used to F with me on the phone and the other would pretend to be my boyfriend. Their voices sounded exactly the same, so he would generally trick me for a few minutes. Got to the point where if I was on the phone with him and I knew his brother was there, I would ask something only he would know so I know who I was talking to. In person it was very easy to tell them apart though. When I was a kid, there were twin sisters in the neighborhood, Meg and Peg. Each would say how much they disliked their sister, and didn't like to hang around each other. Towards the end of the summer I asked their older brother where his sisters were. Sisters? I only have one sister, Margaret. She tricked me for an entire summer. Meg and Peg should have been your first clue. Oh, that's easy. Peg is short for Pargret. Okay. This comment made my day. I laughed pretty hard. Thank you. I knew twins in high school who had rhyming names, Gabby and Abby. It happens. Right, but I'm fairly certain what /user Raven3131 is referencing is the fact that both Meg and Peg/Peggy are nicknames for Margaret. Reddit link. This is the same with me. One time my twin and I were scrolling through Reddit. We both found a meme that was funny and wanted to show each other. It turned out to be the same meme. Telekinesis. Do you mean telepathy? Oh haha, yeah that. Honestly thought you were making a joke about your twin bringing you stuff and just calling it telekinesis. I can unlock his phone with facial recognition and send stupid messages to other people from it. Edit, we are 37. Edit 2, wow, thanks for all the awards. Who knew being a jerk to your brother could pay off? Phone was a Pixel 4 and yes, Facebook confuses the two of us when it suggests that we may be in a photo. Edit 3, for all of you who asked, no, the fingerprint scan does not work. Yeah, this is a flaw with the newest phone models. Can unlock my twin's phone with my face, but before that I wouldn't have been able with Touch ID. So is Touch ID better? Touch ID is definitely better, however even more secure than that is the good old traditional password. 12345? That's the same combination I have on my luggage. I know of a pair of twins, and when they were younger they developed their own way of speaking. Not with different words and phrases, but they mesh their words in such a way that they're difficult to understand. They have a sibling who's able to understand most of what they're saying, but is not fluent, so to speak. Around other people their words don't mesh, but around each other they revert back to their speech patterns. I would love to hear this, as a fan of language. My twin boys do it. They are only 5, so they may grow out of it. Me and the wife started with understanding it, but as it developed it became more unique and fluid. From the research I have done on it, it seems more related to a pidgin language they have created themselves. While it is amazing 2 people can independently create a unique pidgin, it's much more so in small communities. It seems shared connection and lack of knowledge is what does it. Humans yearn to identify and co-understand their world. If they do not have the words to describe or alliterate their world, they will create them. So long as the other user is also ignorant of a way to do so, they will adopt said word or phrases. It's pretty cool. Ninja edit, it's actually pigeon, not the bird. No excuse for mistake, just adding clarification. Pigeon? Yes, you are correct. My brain has work always. Thank you. No, I like pigeon language better. Hilarious, imagining your twins cooing and screaming and spinning at each other. Maybe pecking the ground occasionally and charging at walls. This made me laugh. My boys did this. They aren't twins but are less than a year apart. My youngest would only talk to his brother until he was 3. By the time they started school the original language was gone, but they are almost teens and I still can't understand them when they talk to each other. My husband and his cousin are 6 months apart. When his cousin talks he mumbled occasionally, nothing crazy. Just have to ask him to repeat one word or something. But when he's just talking to my husband I can't understand a word he says. It's like everything he's saying is just one unending mushed up word with some laughter sprinkled in. My husband has zero trouble understanding him. I never thought about it this way, but I bet it's similar. They basically grew up as almost siblings and they seem to know what the other is thinking all of the time. No one will let them be on teams if we play charades or any similar games because it's like they can read each other's minds. My brother and I talk to each other in a very mumbled and fragmented way that relies on unspoken things we both know or understand. Our wives can't follow our conversations, so we'll speak, then translate. We'll say something like, "Soda Karugan?" "Yeah." And then one will turn to the wives and say, "So our dad's car broke down again and he's not coming." It's called idioglossa. Some children develop this, and if I recall correctly, it's more common between twins. Here it is. Edit. Sorry, forgot to kill the mobile bit, web link. I'm told me and my brother also did this when we were very young. My husband and his mirror image twin had their own twin talk too. They lost it by the time they started school though. They still do the whole knowing exactly what the other is talking about though. Whole conversations can be like the following. T1, you know that? T2, yeah, and that. T1, couldn't believe it. T2, do you? T1, definitely. T2, let's do that. Their mom and I joke that they can have whole conversations without a single noun. Me and my husband talk like that a lot, or one of us will say something and the other normally responds with "get out of my head," which means they were thinking the exact same thing. I grew up with a speech impediment and my sister was my translator. I would mash all my words together with no spaces and my parents would just stare at me. Then call my sister and have me repeat myself so she could interpret. My twin sis and I had a language called Rocco Bondo growing up. I distinctly remember having full conversations with her long before I could talk to anyone else, but I don't remember a single word of it anymore. It's called an idiolect. A friend of mine I've known for 8 years or so speaks with a very odd accent/dialect, sounds like bits of Welsh, Geordie, and Glaswegian. I recently found out he has a twin brother and they spoke in twin speak to each other when they were kids. It went on for so long that it became part of their speaking voices like an accent. That's why he sounds a bit odd. Still, easier to understand than West Cumbrian. My twin brother and I did this before/during when we learned how to speak. Lubby was washing/cleaning and B was share. I don't remember any others. Ooh, my twin and I have twin talk too. It uses more normal speech than made-up words though. When we were younger, the made-up words usually originated from sounds we would imitate, like our 2D2's beeps and boops, and we still do that sometimes. But nowadays, words mainly originate from book quotes we like or deliberately mispronouncing existing words because it's funny, like music instead of music. That came from a typo I made. Am a twin. If you're reading this, twin brother, hi, inside jokes. My twin brother and I have so many inside jokes even now at 30 years old. And the best part is our minds work alike that we only have to say one or two words and the other one is busting up laughing. Our other brothers and each of our wives look at us like we're nuts, but most people don't get it. There's a connection there that normal siblings just can't have. He was my first roommate after all. Would you say he used to be your roommate? 2 snare drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.